Hey, what's up, dudes? I wanted to quickly get this video out. It's been a couple days since the Nintendo Direct Mini came out, and I wanted to give my feedback, even though it's a little late. Give my feedback on the games, run through each one and what they showed off and how I feel about it and bleh. But I want to do this quickly because apparently we may be getting a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and I want to quickly get my thoughts and predictions out on what may be in that. Not that I have any insider information, just kind of going off of what I felt and of what I've heard from Nintendo in terms of things they want to do before E3. So let's just get right into it. Let's do this. The first thing they showed off was The World Ends With You, which is a game that came out on the DS, and it was probably one of my favorite RPGs, well, action RPGs on that system. It's a Square game, it's very cool, the art style looks beautiful, even on the DS it looked beautiful, so to see it in HD looks fantastic. The next game, they showed off DLC for Pokken. Mixed feelings about this because I had Pokken on the Wii U and it was a cool game, but it just didn't strike me enough to buy it a second time. And with the DLC being Blastoise and another character I'm not familiar with, but they both look really great, you know, I was enticed to maybe buy the game. I might still buy the game because it does look cool, but the DLC itself is just those two characters and some support characters. I'm not pleased with the price. It's $14.99 to get both packs, and we're having to pay this kind of price for such a small amount of DLC. I find that my issue really is consistency with Nintendo and their DLC. You know, a game like ARMS consistently gets free updates with new characters and new levels. A game like Mario Kart came with all that DLC, and even that DLC on the Wii U was only, what, $11.99? $12? That's fantastic. So there's just a difference of amount of content being given here, which I'm not a huge fan of. But Blastoise does look really cool, not gonna lie. Alright, next up we have Kirby's Star Allies, which looks fantastic. I loved it from the moment I saw them announce it. It just looks clean. It looks like what a Kirby game should look like today. It has a lot of the attributes of previous Kirby's, but one of the most notable features is the combo system where you can mix and match power-ups, which I thought was really neat and actually reminded me of Kirby 64, where you could mix your abilities to create new abilities. So there is a level of that, and some of the new power-ups just look fantastic. The spider web looks fun. The ice ability, where you can or the water ability, whatever it is, where you can surf on a wave, it just looks really cool. So I'm excited for this game. I love Kirby games, they're always a good time, and so the fact that you can play with 4 people is really neat. This is going to be a great party game. Next up, Hyrule Warriors. This is going to be a reoccurring theme with this Direct, is the fact that there's a lot of ports coming. I have no problem with ports, and I'm going to do a video on my feelings on ports. It's just a matter of choosing the right ones. Hyrule Warriors I wouldn't have chosen, but the series has been doing well, especially with Fire Emblem Warriors. I would like to actually play that game, but the fact that this game comes with all of what the 3DS and the Wii U version comes with is really cool. I don't think that there are any new characters to the game, but I'm sure that the game is going to run a lot better than the Wii U version did, especially when playing multiplayer. Or at least I'm hoping that's the case. And I do like the fact that you'll be able to carry the better looking version on the go. Alright, next up we got Mario Tennis. This is a big one for me because for a long time I've been saying that Nintendo has been kind of stagnant or stagnating with their sports games. More recently we had Mario Tennis Power Shot on the Wii U, which was very bare bones compared to the previous game in the series on the 3DS. And I've been saying for years that equipping these kind of games with a story mode, something to kind of drive people through a single player aspect to get them better at the game to play online, I thought would be a very cool way to innovate the series. And it's cool to see that they're actually doing that. This version of the game not only has a cool new feature like story mode, but just the level, the attention to detail to the courts themselves, and even the characters, seems a lot more apparent. Things like the animation in Power Shot were very bland and mild. I'm hoping, from what I've seen, that this game will have a bit more attitude. A game like Mario Tennis on the GameCube had a lot of character with the, specials that each character had that were very individual and their own. I like that idea, but it's cool to see how they've applied it to this game. And hopefully, all that I've said is great and all, but I'm hoping that they bring back some of the mini games. The 3DS version had some really nice mini games. Like, one was actual original Mario playing up on a tennis court, like the half tennis court, and you have to use the ball to take out enemies, to hit coin boxes, and things like that. That's really neat. So hopefully we'll see some of that in this next Mario Tennis. Now, the next game on this list is not one that I'm familiar with, but it looks amazing. It's called, let me see if I say this right, Ys 8. And to me, it looked like Monster Hunter and Skies of Arcadia had a baby. Like, it just looks really neat. It kind of has a much cleaner Dreamcast era style to it. And it just looks very bright, colorful, and action-packed. I'm very excited to play this game. Next up, some DLC for Mario Odyssey. Some new costumes, nothing substantial, but there is a mode that they're adding where you essentially can play hide and seek with balloons with you and your friends and people online. Like, it's cool, but I'm hoping that this means that we may see some new modes in the future. This Mario game could span the whole generation if they implement cool ideas throughout, the next however many years the Switch is going. But something like a mode where you and 3 other friends can race to the top of, a level in search of a moon, or, just something along those lines would be really neat. I really liked that Mario 3D World had 4-player aspect, but I want that kind of multiplayer aspect online. Next on the list is SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. This game actually looks really, really cool. It's very bright, and the style just looks very much like King of Fighters 2014. And SNK in general has been killing it on the Switch with lovely arcade games. The list goes on, but one of my favorites being Mark of the Wolves. Such a good game. I'm waiting now for Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2. And just Dreamcast fighting games in general would be nice, Sega. But this game looks really nice. I'm definitely going to buy it. I am in such a fighting game mood these days. And I've been killing a lot of Mark of the Wolves and King of Fighters 2000. Next up, Mario plus Rabbids DLC. Got Donkey Kong Story. I had a feeling that this was going to happen just because, you had a rabid Donkey Kong, which I thought was really neat in the story. So to have a section of story, a DLC pack that's devoted to Donkey Kong makes me very happy. And I'm gonna skip ahead. Speaking of Donkey Kong, I'm just gonna say it. Tropical Freeze, another port I'm very stoked for. To have this game on the go and have it potentially look a little better, and a lot of people not pleased with the easy mode, in that Funky Kong, is a lot, you can't really die playing as him. I don't think it's as easy as people are suggesting. I definitely think that you will be able to die. But I think more importantly is the flow that Funky Kong presents to the game. Sometimes you don't want to go in, because these games are hard. Donkey Kong games are hard. You don't want to go in and be struggling. Sometimes you just want to have a little fun and not have to worry. And the way that they've made him is just perfect for that. The fact that he can just consistently go, skip over water, not get taken out by spikes. The flow of the game just continues. So I'm very excited to play this game, and it is one of the best and most beautiful side-scrolling platformers I've ever played. Next up is Payday 2, some Time DLC masks. Where are the Mario masks is all I'm going to ask. I want to see some Mario themed in these games that are coming out for Nintendo. But chances are it's not going to happen. Payday 2, whatever. Like, it's not really my thing. Fee. I definitely want to get this game. It looks gorgeous. The style is incredible. It's enchanting. It's very vivid. And yeah, it just looks like a fun adventure. I can't wait to play it. Celeste looks cool. It looks really neat. But yeah, Faye just blew my mind. So like, whatever. Last announcement. Last thing they said. Last thing they outroed with this, which was so badass. I was not expecting this. I'd heard rumors before this direct had actually happened, so it was on my palate. I kind of, like I had it in my mind, but I just didn't think it would come to fruition. Dark Souls remastered, potentially not just the first one. I've also heard that 1 through 3 is coming to the Switch. That's amazing. I've never played any of these games. I've played the hell out of Bloodborne. Love those games. I'm really excited to play the Dark Souls games. And the fact that I can have them on a handheld is fantastic. So I'm very stoked. But to be honest, From Software, I would like to see you guys create something more specific for Nintendo. Something along the lines of Bloodborne for PlayStation. I'm not trying to exclude Microsoft. Microsoft should get their own whatever. But I would really, 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 really like to see you guys tackle something together with Nintendo. Let's just throw an idea out there. Something like Eternal Darkness. If Nintendo was to gain the rights to that somehow, there's got to be, some way. That just sounds amazing. Eternal Darkness was already cool as hell as a game, but some of the gameplay aspects could definitely use some Dark Souls-ifying, I'm so pleased with your current success. I'm so happy with, what's coming in this next year. And so, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. And do not forget to follow me on the Twitters. It's so much fun. We can talk. It's cool. And I'm going to leave a link in the description below for the Nintendo Direct and for my Twitter. So I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.